Welcome to Sunday Gravy Radio, where the conversations go everywhere. Movies, stories, debates, weird observations, places we've been, things we probably shouldn't argue about. Anyway, it's all fair game here. Nothing's off the table, and everybody's got an opinion. I'm Mark, and joining me is Tim, and we are from the Vice of Miami podcast, which has now ended, right, Tim? We just wrapped that one up.
Yes, we did, in a great way.
We're just hanging out, talking about whatever's making noise this week, and we throw it all into the pot to make our Sunday gravy taste right. So our first real free-flowing show. We've got an outline, not really a script per se, right? Like our old show. This is
right, exactly. No, nothing like that. Not even close.
Right.
To what we had scripted before.
So if it sounds weird and like we don't know what we're doing, because we don't. 5 years, we still don't know what we're doing. So this is episode number 4, finally. And today we're discussing idiosyncrasies and quirks. Now, whether that's ourselves or people that we're close to, or family or friends, or just in general.
All right. So one of the things I was also thinking is that I don't know if we want to do a separate show on this, but what grinds your gears, pet peeves? Because I heard something on the radio this morning, and it's one of my pet peeves about driving. I don't know if we want to save that for a different show or throw that in here.
Yeah, we can do a different show. It can.
Okay, we'll do a different show.
Now, what you know? What grinds my gears? I think Peter Griffin on Family Guy did that. Yeah,
yes,
we can do a different show like that.
Okay, we'll do a different show on grinding gears.
Yeah, but look, let's just dive into it. I'll go with the first one here, Tim. My number 2. She likes cheeseburgers, but she won't eat steak or anything with beef in it, like chop suey, stuff like
because
that.
Cheeseburgers are not beef.
No, they're not. Well, depending where you get it from, then you could definitely see that.
Why don't you give a context on that, Mark? Because remember, you had to make something separate for her. You guys were eating steak, and didn't you have to make chicken for her? And then this is how we got into this idiosyncrasy. And you had to make chicken because she won't eat steak or any kind of red meat.
She went back from school on the break, I guess. I think we were just grilling or something like that, and we were doing steak, I believe, and she didn't want it. So it's like, with young kids, you're gonna be dealt with that, right? But no, even I'm like that. You don't grow out of it. But anyway, got a package of chicken breasts and just grilled up the chicken for her. I mean, it was just one of those things like, you eat cheeseburgers, you're not eating steak. Steak is the best of it all. So it not necessarily had to do anything extra, but like moms in the olden days, you're going to eat it and like it. You don't eat it, you don't eat nothing at all. Yeah, that doesn't fly. In fact, number 2 is on her way home as we speak. She's driving home. School is over. Ask her what she wanted. Chicken mush. Our version of chicken mush, Tim.
Chicken mush. Chicken mush.
Throwing homage to Peaks at our old work, at the old fire department.
Yes.
But this version is just cut up chicken, blended with rice-a-roni. That's it, and throw some vegetables in there. It's all mushed together.
Very nice.
But Tim, you want to give a quick story about what chicken mush really is?
Okay, what chicken mush really is one of our
idiosyncrasy.
That the idiosyncrasy. So chicken mush, basically all it was is you take whole chicken breasts, put them in a glass Pyrex dish. You pour chicken, like creamy chicken soup on it, and then you add like egg noodles, and it's a bake. You bake it in. Right. So one of the guys went and did the shopping for the lieutenant because he was going to cook, and then when we sat down to eat, he said there was no. He goes, "Where the F's the noodles? I know I bought them here. There's nothing here. This is nothing but chicken mush." Yeah, chicken mush. So I'm like, how the hell did this guy do that? Well, so the next time he made it, I'm watching him. Well, usually egg noodles, you're only boiling them for maybe 3 or 4 minutes at tops.
Right.
And this is what he did. Put the chicken in there in the Pyrex dish, pour the poured the cream of chicken soup on it. But this is what he did. He had a pot of water, cold pot of water, put it on the stove, turned it on. He took the egg noodles and threw them in before the water was boiling. I said, you can't do that. Now you know why it's gone, because then they're all soft and mush already. Now you're baking them and I swear they dissolved. They dissolved on that one. So that was, I'm like,
but I remember the quote. I know I bought the effing noodles. Where the F are they?
Where the fuck are they? All names will remain
real names.
Remain anonymous just to protect the innocent or the guilty. But that's exactly. That was that. And then that same lieutenant had to have popcorn at night. And I remember I was with Giggles, and he said, you watch, we were in a bunk room, we're coming out. This guy is going to make popcorn and he's going to burn it. So as we're walking down the hall, you could smell the burnt popcorn. We were laughing our asses off for the next hour, because he was right. It was happening. Guys want popcorn? No, thanks.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm assuming he did it on the stove, right, with oil and all that.
Yes, exactly.
If you burn it, you got the first 1.5, 2 inches of burnt popcorn, and the rest is just smoked. The good stuff.
Oh, well, he scraped it all and put it in the bowl. So
anyway,
what else do you got for idiosyncrasies, Mark?
Moving on to me, I'm going to admit the one here. I'm Polish, okay? 100% Polish. I love potatoes, I love onions, and I like eggs. But I will never eat a potato pancake to save my life. And a potato pancake is the most Polish thing that you could make, especially during Lent.
With applesauce.
Well, I ate the applesauce, but my mom would make it all the time. I'm not knocking her cooking, but the combination of potatoes, onions, and eggs, and I think that you throw flour in there just like a binder too. But the combination of all of that, and you fry it up. I love things that are fried nice and crispy, golden brown. Nothing wrong with that. But all of that together, I could puke if I was forced to eat it. I guarantee I would puke. That was a big thing during Lent, for Catholic people. Fridays, potato pancakes. Well, I'm not eating this. Well, then guess what? You ain't eating. So that's kind of one of my things. I love potatoes. I love onions. I love perfectly browned eggs. I could eat eggs every day. But all that together, nope. Aversion. What kind of Polish am I? What kind of Catholic Polish am I, Tim? You got one?
Chicken mush. Oh, I got more than one. I got several. At first, I only had one, but now I came up with a bunch for quirks. One is, and I don't know, it became a quirk, but not really. I think just became routine, is cutting the grass in different patterns. This is when I was cutting grass. I live in an HOA now, and they take care of that. But a friend of mine who's no longer with us, his brother had said, you got to cut your grass in patterns so it doesn't, you got to cut it differently each time. So you might cut it straight back and forth across horizontally, then the next time vertically, then next time maybe box it.
Right. So the grass doesn't
cut it on
memory.
Right. Cut it on diagonal, so no memory. So I do that, but I also do stuff like that. And now these days, living in North Carolina, I don't need a snowblower, but when I had one, or even shoveling the snow, I do it a set way each time, a certain pattern, which is to cut a path right down the middle of the driveway, divide it left and right, and then I'll start on the right side, and I'll cut in on angles, and then I'll come back and finish it up straight. It's just, that's what I did. Did the same thing with a snowblower, cut it right down the middle, and then it's just like, it just, I don't know, made it easier for me, but it's one of my quirks. Loading of the dishwasher, Mark.
Ooh, I'm onto this now. I think I know where you're going, but I'm onto this.
When we got a dishwasher replaced when we lived in Alsop, it came with a DVD. So I watched it, and it showed you how to load it so you get the most economy out of it, plus you don't have, silverware stuck together and then now it's not getting clean. So I load it a certain way each time. And Judy says this, it's got to be loaded a certain way. She'll tell people, and she'll just throw like silverware in front, because you had, like, what I do is knives, if they're really sharp, they go pointed down. If they're just butter knives, pointed up. They're in their own separate baskets. And then you alternate between fork and spoon. One would be up, one would be down, because it said, like, if you had two forks or two spoons together, they might do what's created called nesting, and then they'll stick together, and then they won't get washed. So I'll pull stuff out when she does. I'll look at it and redo it. She goes, "What's the matter? Don't you like how I do it?" Then I got another one.
My wife would say the same thing. Chris would say the same exact thing. That's why I don't love the dishwasher.
Right. Well, here's the thing. We just finished watching, it was a show called The Middle, and it starred Patricia Heaton. And there was an episode, it was like, it was in the last season, but telling her oldest son, you're an adult now, you got a job, you're going to learn how to do the dishwasher right. You're not going to just throw stuff in there. So I just started laughing at that. And of course, what do I get? I'm looking straight at the TV. I do not even have to look at Judy, and I know what's coming. She's staring at me. I could feel the heat coming down. Another one that I do, and it's because of when we have in our master bathroom, a closet for the towels and all that good. It's a storage closet. Well, the racks are only certain length. Mm-hmm. And I used to fold towels on a long edge and then fold them again till they're just packed together. Right. But then they would stick out over the edge of the rack, the shelf. So now I fold them on a short edge, again, and then you fold it up and nice. Well,
do you just do it in half, or do you do it in thirds?
When you fold it on a short edge, you fold it in half. So you got the two pieces together. Then I fold it in half again. Then I do the thirds from the horizontal.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
And then it fits perfectly, and you're able to stack more in there. Well, Judy hasn't gotten on board with this yet. So what do I do after she does it? First of all, I try to make sure I time it that when the towels are done in a dryer, I'm getting to them before her, because otherwise I pull them off the shelf and I redo them. I never say anything. I don't say anything to her. I just do it. But that's the thing, is that it's stuff like that. And if you want, I don't know if it's a quirk or if it's just being ultra anal retentive, but not about that stuff. But if I'm buying something online and I use a credit card, I make sure that when I enter it, I read it at least 3 or 4 times just to compare, to make sure I have it right. So then you click on that, submit. It doesn't come back saying it's the wrong number and stuff So. Yeah, I want to make sure. Other quirks about me, when we used to have an actual checkbook, or I had a checkbook, it had to balance down to. It had to be perfect. Judy be like, "Oh, we're $10 off." No, that ain't good. So if we were $10 short or whatever, I would compare to what was on our online account, and then I would just add the $10 back in. I would do some it had to be a zero balance when it came to. It had to be equal. So I ended up buying a program online, and they no longer make it. It's called Simply Checking. It did it all for you.
So speaking of that,
those are some quirks for me.
Speaking of that, do you even balance? We don't even have a checkbook. Do you even balance anymore, or do you just
because I just use the online. The only thing I do,
make sure everything is clear.
Yeah, make sure everything's cleared. But what I do is, when we write a check, we have a separate piece of paper. We write down a date, who it was to, the amount and check number. So because that doesn't clear right away, so then you could at least make sure, all right, it's clearing. We know who it came from and who we wrote it to. But also, if you needed it, you want to really see what your balance was, you could deduct that from it if you wanted to. We don't usually do that, but it's just to keep a thing. And I got it right next to me right now. I'm looking at it. But it's just to do stuff like that. So that's kind of idiosyncrasies, for me.
We've got one from one of our good friends up in Wisconsin. I don't know if should I say his name, because I don't know. This might be embarrassing. Well, we'll keep him nameless now until he approves it later. But he writes in. He sent us a text that brushing your teeth while you're in the shower. What do you think about that? It's a time saver.
It probably is. I've never thought about doing that, but I wouldn't, because you got to spit it out, and then
Right.
Nah, that's safe. Save that for the sink.
I could see it as a time saver.
Yeah.
But then you still got to floss. Not that I floss every time, but still.
I do. Yes.
But I replied back to him. I said, okay, toothpaste is nice and minty and mentholy, right? What if you're spitting out and you get it on, it actually goes onto your nether regions? Wouldn't that be a little, is there a chance of burnage going on there?
Sure, there could be, but also think about spitting it on if you have a shower door or into your grout.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm assuming.
I know where you're going to, yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming you aim for the drain. I mean, I know I would.
Right, you aim for the drain. I guarantee that.
I'm concerned of...
you know what? Maybe he could respond to this in the Facebook page and say, this is how I do it.
There you go. There you go. Again, we're not making fun of him.
We'll get no
fun of him or nothing.
Nope.
So
I never thought about doing that.
Yeah, but I've heard of it though. I've definitely heard of it. I've never done it though. He also writes in that he doesn't stand in front of a microwave while it's running, and he doesn't like to see other people's doing it too. Especially now that most of them are above the oven now. He doesn't like to see it. I guess radiation poisoning or something like that.
Well, also if you have a pacemaker and stuff like that, it could screw that up.
Right? Yeah.
You have to be aware of that.
Right. Another one I have nowadays. You're really pinching the pennies on gas, but the gas pump. What do? Do you do an even number? Do you let it go till it's done, or do you?
Oh, Mark, I'm glad you brought this up, because I try as best as I can. I want an even number, like $43, $44, or in the 50s, just a round number, but not something like
Do you do
29, 26?
Round numbers. Is it money or is it gallons? Is it $10 or
no? It's money. Money is how I do it.
Rounding on the money. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I typically do the money. $14.10. Oh crap! Now I got to put another 90 cents in. Damn it. And then nowadays it's going so freaking fast. We're at $5.30 a gallon here. It's going by so fast. It's like, oh, gotta do it again. Oh, gotta do it again. Oh, gotta do it again. But I was looking online for just some odd ones, and there's this one. Some guy in Ohio refuses to leave his TV volume on an odd number. Let's say you got the remote. Oh, if somebody left it on 17, he would bump it up to 18 or 16. And he said odd numbers feel unfinished. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And there's something about those even numbers.
Right.
It's got to be even, not odd. Even, whether it's, but it could be odd if it was like, if you're filling gas, 39.25, I'd be okay with that. But generally, I try to get it round where you got a double zero at the end there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know I have not necessarily forks and stuff, but a favorite plate. Definitely a coffee mug. Something you always grab all the time, even though they could be, the same ounces, like 10 or 12 ounces, or whatever. How about a coffee mug? Because I've got my favorite coffee mug.
I don't have something like that. I'll take whatever. But here's one for Judy, a quirk for Judy, if you want to call it. When we set the table for dinner, we might have different colored plates, but then we have matching salad plates for that. And she'll always look at the table. If I put the plates out first, she'll look at the table, because she doesn't want, like, if it was a cream colored salad plate on top of a cream colored plate. It's got to be the opposite color. So
gotcha.
if I had a light green colored plate and she had a cream one, I would get the cream salad plate and she would get the green one, the light green one. It's funny.
Complements each other.
I watch her doing it and I go, I know what you're doing.
The dishes are complementing each other. You got to have complementary colors. I think that's what they call it. Right?
Whatever.
Also, I was thinking stepping on a crack when you're walking on sidewalks. You know, they say step on a crack, break your mother's back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you make a conscious effort to walk on the flat part, or does a crack matter? Most of the time,
for me, I've never thought about it, but probably if I really paid attention, I probably would be trying not to walk on the crack. It's crack, but it's the expansion joint is what it technically is.
Right.
So I probably would walk. I probably wouldn't walk on it, but I don't give it that much conscious thought about it. I just do whatever I do.
I'm assuming back in the olden days this was a thing, but when my brother and I would stay with my grandma and my aunts, you know, when we were little kids, have you ever heard of the game Stinkfish when you're walking on sidewalks? No.
Mm-mm.
This is just basically going on the sidewalk thing. When the contractors would lay the cement, they would put they press their stamp of their company name in there, like concrete, whatever, every like 5 or 6 squares or something like that. So as you're walking, as we would walk, you know, from her house from their apartment to the store or whatever, if you stepped on a sidewalk square that had a stamp in it, that's called Stinkfish, and you would owe somebody 5 cents. So if you're walking with 2 people, so you had to watch where you're walking. And let's say me and my brother were walking ahead, and my aunt was with us. She would stop, and we would step on it, and she'd say, "Stinkfish, you owe me a nickel. You both owe me a nickel." So it was a fun little game. I don't know if that's a quirk, but it's a fun little game.
Did you try to jump over to the next one that didn't have the stamp?
You could. Yeah, you could. She couldn't.
Cheat the government, Mr. Cramden.
Yeah. But how about to wrap this up, the biggest quirk us Chicagoans did, Tim? Maybe not in our suburbs, but in Chicago, you know, proper itself. In winter, what did Chicagoans do to wrap this up? What did we do?
They would shovel out a space for their car. They'd shovel the street, and then they would put a chair there to reserve it. And now let me tell you about that, how serious it got. When I was
before you go on, they call it dibs.
Dibs, yes. They took dibs.
D-I-B-S. So now it would be either a chair or garbage can,
a bench or whatever. It doesn't matter. It was something to save the spot. Well, when I was in junior year in college, I did an internship with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, and I was assigned to a group of 3 attorneys for a certain courtroom, and it was Judge Matt Moran. That was his courtroom.
Would this be would this be the same wet tomato attorneys?
That was the one that my brother, that was his 3 that he was with.
Gotcha.
No, that wasn't mine, but same time period. So I remember the guy's name. The defendant's name was James, and James was charged. He was charged with first-degree murder.
Oh, Jesus!
Because it was a dibs thing. He shoveled it out. I don't remember where. I mean, this was in the Markham courthouse. Okay. So I have no idea where this happened. I think it was a city though. So it had to be, you know, maybe it was Roseland. Who knows?
Right. Okay.
He shoveled it out. He put a chair. He put something there to save it. When one of his neighbors said that, and he took the chair or whatever it was and threw it on the sidewalk and parked his car there. Well, James came out. They had words. James had a gun and he capped him.
Oh.
He ended up getting convicted of voluntary manslaughter. he was charged with murder, but they instructed on voluntary manslaughter. That hot blood issue, that's what's usually that's what delineates something like that. It wasn't premeditated. He just went out there and he capped them. So that was some serious stuff.
All for dibs, all for a parking spot. But also sometimes you would see the religious statues like Mary. Sometimes you would have a statue of Joseph out there on like the big ones. You're certain areas, certain neighborhoods. I don't want to be racist or nothing, but certain areas have them. But you got your big. Sometimes it'd be blow molds of Mary or Joseph or whatever. I mean,
you don't screw it Amaron though. You don't take that. You don't move Amaron from somebody's dibs.
Dibs
doesn't
really
happen
in Chicago.
Yeah, see, it was serious though.
Drop us a comment. If you have dibs in your city. Let us know where you're at and what odd things you would find. But I definitely remember that going to the same grandma and aunt's house.
They did it. It was done in
shoveling because the city doesn't plow. The side streets are very last. If
they are, and we did in Blue Island. We did that. We shoveled it. Every once in a while you'd have dibs, but not really because people weren't from the city. Judy lived in Inglewood for a while, so till she was 13. I could have to ask her about that, but I'm sure they did. That just was a standard thing.
Dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy. Oh, no, you big dummy. You dummy.
And with that intro, we've got a portion of our show we're going to call Dummies in the News. Just scouring some of the websites out there, I found recently many news outlets are reporting that a Washington state woman is facing felony and misdemeanor charges after she allegedly drove her vehicle along a sidewalk in pursuit of a child riding a bike, police in Washington say. On that evening of April 28th, Spokane County Sheriff's deputies responded to the report of a reckless driver who, they say, attempted to hit a juvenile and later tried to enter the home of a separate victim. Footage of the incident is obviously online all over YouTube. Shared by the Sheriff's Department shows a silver sedan repeatedly honking its horn before turning around in the middle of the street, driving onto the sidewalk and along it toward the child on the bike. The child, standing in the street, watches the vehicle before jumping onto the bike and quickly riding away as the car follows. The driver then followed the juvenile on the sidewalk before re-entering the street and leaving the area. No injuries were reported. The driver, identified by police as a 56-year-old Wendy, we're not going to give last name, she was believed to be impaired, which they say she first denied. She later admitted to consuming some alcohol and maintained she did not have any recollection of the incident, according to police. And there you have it, our first dummy on Sunday Gravy Radio.
Grab a bite, grab a seat. Snacky Time's got something sweet. Chips, dips, late night crime. Everybody loves Snacky Time.
Everybody loves Snacky Time. Hey, Tim, you ready for some Snacky Time?
Let's do it.
This is going to be another new thing. We're not going to do this every show, every now and then, but we've got, the idea was to get weird snacks from around the world, right? And that was a concept.
Yes.
But I found a couple of online subscription boxes out there. I sent them to Tim and we liked it. But then in my travels, I've noticed a store in nearby, I think it's Naperville or Lyle. Either way, it's on the border. But anyway, it's an Asian market called H Mart, the letter H. And if you want something Asian, it's there. They've got produce. It's basically a supermarket. They've got produce. They've got deli. They got a meat section, regular groceries, unbelievable amount of rice and the noodles and all that, and ramen and anything Asian, all the soy sauces, you name it, is there. But anyway, I went to the snack aisle in the beverage aisle. So for the next, I don't know how many things I got. I bought a whole bunch of stuff and sent the boxes to Tim. Do we want to do the chips or the drink first?
All right. Well, I'll read the chip, the chip thing. It's basically they look like they're crinkled, but it's Lay's potato chips, imitation roasted artificial chicken wings flavor. If you do a serving size is 20 pieces, 2.5 servings per container. If you do the 20 pieces, it's 150 calories. If you do the whole container, like Baco's, that was a good cork too.
Yeah.
Baco's, 380 calories. So,
all right. What we'll also do is we will put a picture up of what we got, what we're digging into on our socials and all that. But what I figured out, Tim, is if you have the Google app on your phone and you do the image search thing,
yes,
let me go to it now. And then on the bottom,
I've been doing that.
Yeah, on the bottom right or bottom left, you could do translate. So I'm doing translate.
Oh, I'll do that right now too.
So you press translate and you hold up so I'm holding it. It says big wave potato chips for whatever, right? I'm guessing.
Oh, I see the translate.
And then under that, it's crispy.
Oh, how cool.
Chicken wings. You reading the same thing?
This is freaking awesome.
So it's Asian writing. It could be Chinese, Japanese. I don't want to insult anybody.
So it's so cool.
Your Chrome app and you do translate. So that says Lay's, obviously. It's a potato chip.
That is awesome. I've been using it to try to identify if we have weeds or plants in our flower bed. And we got, one of them's ragweed. So out that's coming.
So let me look on the back here. On the back label, under the Lay's thing, it says, okay, wait, come back. I go, oh boy, I can't read it now. Hold on 1 second here. Bear with us, folks. We're new at this.
That is freaking fucking
Stay
cool.
up late writing papers. That's one of the translations. The next one is 5 consecutive losses in gaming. What? The next line is sessions working overtime nonstop.
Grab a bag of Lay's big wavy potato chips, thick, crisp, and refreshing.
Is that what you're getting to, Tim?
Yeah.
This is Lay's under that on top of the nutrition label. Lay's big wavy potato chips are really crispy and refreshing.
See, I can't see all that. Okay, ingredients, potato oil I can't really see all of it. Location, it was from Beijing.
Right, out of Beijing.
Hubei province, Wuhan, Mark.
That's okay. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna open it. Wait.
And you know what started in Wuhan, right?
Wait.
COVID.
Yes.
Hold on. You open it. You know what it smells like?
I did.
It smells like chicken.
I'm trying a little bit, but it's definitely artificial.
Well, yeah, obviously, but you get an over. It's, I don't want to say it's nasty, but it's rice-a-roni. The seasoning for rice-a-roni. The chicken.
All right.
There you go.
We gotta try one, Mark.
All right. I know some people have an aversion, an idiosyncrasy to people chewing on air, so I'm gonna mute my microphone while I chew one. Okay. That's pretty good. Again, it's a potato chip. It's a regular wavy Lay's potato chip. And it's got a little bit of a zip to it. Right. Not spicy zip, but just a little like a zinging. Zinging zip. And it's got that good. It's not nasty. It usually sometimes when you get chicken stuff, it's just so bad, or it's got like a greasy maybe flavor to it. This has none of that at all. It's just a little bit of a peppery aftertaste. Yep. Okay, so what are we going to wash this down with? Okay, first to cleanse my palate before we do our beverage, I'm just gonna do water real quick. But I also shipped out some beverages. So those are Lay's roasted chicken wing. Since we got this translate, I'm going to translate what's on this can. You do the can. This is a small 8.96 fluid ounces. The label is in English. except underneath, royal milk tea. And tell me what comes up underneath, because I already did it before.
Okay, you got to go above it first where it says Sangaria.
Sangaria.
That means that's enjoy. And then underneath it in that red, it's Tea Princess.
Tea Princess. Royal
Tea
milk
Princess.
tea. And in the Asian writing, it says Tea Princess. So, Tim, we're princesses today.
All right.
It's a finest blend of black tea infused with 25% milk. Product of Japan.
But if you read the label, it's 21 grams of total sugars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
17 grams were added.
Yep, that's a lot of sugar.
And I'm sure it's got a lot of caffeine too.
Yeah. So the ingredients: water, milk, sugar, black tea, emulsifiers, blah, blah, blah. Black tea leaves, vitamin C. Imported by Sangaria, USA. So,
Orange, California.
So let's pop her open. I don't think it's carbonated. Oh, this is this important glass. This looks like one of those Starbucks like mocha things that you could get in the coolers at the gas station or 7-Eleven. Oh yeah,
doesn't taste bad.
It's not as sweet as I thought it would be.
I'm going to tell you what this reminds me of. When I was young, we'd come home from school. My mom would make tea, and she would serve it with a little sugar and milk in it.
Right. Yeah.
So this is taking me back to childhood.
Yeah. It doesn't say what. Well, it just says black tea, but it doesn't say what type of black tea.
So black tea leaves, yeah. But yeah, it takes me back to childhood.
Yeah. It's typically when you have like a coffee drink like this looks, they're very thick as far as mouthfeel because, got that cream in there. This it's thin like a tea would be. So I guess you could probably make this warm if you wanted, right?
Yes, I'm sure we could warm this up.
I put this in the fridge last night.
Yes.
It's got a good tea taste. It's not real
it's not bad.
Sweet,
but
it's got that little creamy flavor to it, but it's not, thick like a latte would be or anything like that.
When I was writing my mom's eulogy, it was in probably my subconscious just to talk about something like that, but obviously the message I delivered went a different way. But now I could talk about it. This is childhood, but the tea she made, it was hot tea, put some milk and sugar in it.
Yep.
I swear that you're talking about 5, 6, 7 years old when I had that.
That's all we had. Tea. It was always tea. That's why my mom's name to the grandkids is Grandma Hot Tea because she always has hot tea.
There you go.
But it would be the same thing. You'd always put a splash of milk in there because I'm assuming it took some of the bitterness out of the tea.
Maybe.
That was the explanation. But growing up in life, I learned that putting milk in negates the health benefits of actual tea itself. So if you're going to have tea, just do no milk. But whatever. Enjoy what you want. I do milk sometimes. I do not milk sometimes. But this is pretty good. Again,
I'm just going to tell you what. Hopefully this is going to cleanse us from the Wuhan chips we just ate.
So if Tim and I are sick the next couple of weeks, we'll have to stay away 6 feet and all that. But yeah, we'll put pictures of the stuff on the Facebook page. And it was just a different thing we'd like to do. Try snacks every now and then. I got some real weird ones I sent to you, Tim. We won't get into them. But
now that I know that we got this translate, I'll be able to see ahead of time. Because I see one that looks like there's a crawfish on it. I don't know about that.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. But yeah, that's our thing. And then once these are all gone, we'll do the subscription.
All right, let me ask you this. When you chose this stuff, did you use the translate to know what you were choosing?
I didn't know.
Or
I just figured that out now. I mean, you could tell by the pictures, right? You could tell by the pictures. But some of those things that I bought and sent you, Tim, I'm nervous myself. But that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do because there was a lot of stuff there like peach iced tea, strawberry iced tea. I mean, we've got that now.
And how did you find this store? How did you find this store?
I went there last year looking for stir-fry noodles, a particular type of noodle.
Is this the one? Is this the same store that you sent Chris to that time when we were doing Hawaiian at the firehouse and we needed the tea leaves because we were doing Kahlua pulled pork?
Oh no, banana leaves. Banana leaves. I think I needed, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that was
they call banana or tea leaves, either way.
Yeah, that was an
Tea
forest.
is Ti.
Oh yeah, okay. That was an
From
oak
Hawaii.
forest.
Those big leaves.
That was an oak forest. I don't think that's there, but this is in Naperville. I just did an Asian market search, and it looks newer, like maybe a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up there. I'm looking through these subscription boxes, websites, and I'm like, I wonder if they got snacks up there. So Chris and I just, the Sunday before the travel back and forth, the ping pong traveling, we went up there, and lo and behold, they had all these snacks. I mean, this is not even a 16th of what they have. They got so much other stuff there. But I wanted odd, not just, weird stuff. I wanted really odd stuff. I mean, this isn't too terrible. But like I said, they had like peach iced tea, strawberry iced tea. You could get stuff like that at Starbucks. I wanted the real weird stuff. So this milk tea, it may be normal for some people.
Princess tea.
Yeah, I've never had it before. I've never seen it. So why not try it out? But man, we got some stuff I'm scared to try. So stay tuned. It just gets more weird. And if you know of places in the Chicago area or out by Tim, Western North Carolina, where to get weird and odd, goofy stuff, by all means, drop us a note. Let us know about it. So I hope you enjoy Snacky Time.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode of Sunday Gravy Radio. Thanks for joining us. The next show topic for episode 5 is going to be Cruising the High Seas, Stories of Cruising. Following that, for show number 6, it might be our version of actual Sunday Gravy, because we will be together shortly, and we're planning on actually making the Sunday Gravy. And I think we're just going to go off the one that I got. Just search for it online.
There we go.
So we'll see how that works out. But please send in your comments, questions, or stories for those episodes now. You can email us at sundaygravyradio@gmail.com. Find us on our socials at Instagram, Facebook, at Sunday Gravy Radio. And our fan hotline is 815-242-2151. Sunday Gravy Radio, where the table's always full and the conversation never ends. We'll see you next time. Same table, same gravy.